What is up, YouTube? The new trailer for Destiny 2's first expansion, Curse of Osiris, just dropped a few hours ago. Now, I'll keep that running in the background because it looks awesome, but I'm not making a video because of that. I'm making a video to try and identify the mysterious figure that's seen in the second expansion pass. I'm talking about this guy, or girl. So let me start with the beginning of my theory. The expansion 2 symbol, of course, is the one that matches that of the War Mines. Also, in Destiny 2, there was an adventure on Io where we trace old Earth music back to the Io War Mine Vault. Our ghost is then temporarily stunned and loses control to the music and begins uttering these ominous premonitions. It says, red sand, Mars, and ice caps. The ghost then snaps back to reality and completely forgets what had just happened. Also worth noting is that throughout the adventure you see Vex stunned by these same music boxes. And every time you discover a new music box, it reads you some quote from old Earth literature or poetry. Now, according to the Grimoire of Destiny 1, this isn't necessarily the first time something like this has happened. In one of the Titan cards, there's a story about Jaggi's lost host that is described. The host is a group of 7 Titans who went exploring south of the Cosmodrome towards the Caspian Sea and all disappeared. But then, one by one, their ghosts began returning to the tower, but each ghost was now mute and unwilling to talk. Instead, they buzzed around with some sort of corruption, as described. Now, I think previously, many people might have believed this corruption was linked to Siva, but I believe it is tied to the music boxes on Io, and the Earth Warmind Rasputin, who we know has bunkers throughout the Cosmodrome. In the Grimoire card, the teller of this story is a striker titan by the name of Holborn. A survivor of the Twilight Gap in Destiny lore, Holborn leads a host of 12 Titans who spent much of Destiny 1 patrolling Mars, searching for the War Mine there, as well as traces of Rasputin. And I quote from the card, "We are looking for the old War Mine here, and the one who guards it." So of course, he's referring to the Mars War Mine, and when he says the one who guards it, he's talking about Rasputin. His host even did some recon of Phobos during the Taken King expansion in the Grimoire cards. Now, while on Mars, Holborn and his host come across another mysterious lone ghost who is mute. This is also from the Grimoire here. That ghost, what do you think is wrong with it? It's echoing something ancient in Old Earth language. So again, we get a malfunctioning ghost, this time uttering Old Earth language. Sound familiar? What if this ghost and the others have all come across the same bizarre Warmind music boxes? Imagine that Rasputin or another Warmind used these boxes to cripple Guardians' ghosts so that he could then eliminate the Guardians. While stunned, the ghosts would not be able to resurrect their Guardians, and perhaps after enough corruption, they would proceed to wander off, half lost and broken from the effect. Imagine a raid encounter where the music boxes stun our ghosts and remove our ability to revive. Anyway, this brings us back full circle to who I think may be on the cover of the Destiny 2 Spring DLC cover. The figure looks very much like a Titan with his shoulder pads, and the background of the photo looks to take place in a snowy, icy place. I believe the figure is Holborn, the very same striker Titan telling these lore stories. We know that Holborn has been on Mars searching for the War Mines. We know that in the adventure in Io, it very explicitly hints to players that we might be doing something involving Mars and ice caps in future story. And finally, out of all the Titans in the Grimoire history of Destiny, Holborn is still presumably alive and has the most connected stories to Warmind and Mars. Now, I know this Titan looks a little like a female, but Holborn's gender is never explicitly stated in the Grimoire. And further, Holborn is more like a surname, not a first name, so Holborn could still be a female Titan. But as always, Guardians, this is just fun speculation until we learn more. Hope this may provide some insight to players who are wondering about the next DLC. Anyway, until next time, this is Mediocre Guardian, signing off.